I've forgotten how ridiculous this thing looks. I literally just looked into the server and I just pointed my head up and this was the first thing that I saw. Anyway, welcome back to another episode on the Hermitcraft server. It is episode 123, I believe. And, I mean, this thing is just, it's just horrendous. I'm sure Iskall will agree here. It's not a good look. I mean, the square eyebrow is definitely working some wonders. I don't know what wonders they are, but it's working some.
I go away for 4 days, come back to find a unibrow mustache brow villager head and a mustache man walking around on my island. I mean,
yeah, no, I mean, it's nice that you're here actually, because you know I just looked back in. I'd forgotten quite how ridiculous it is. The square brow, the quad brow, the quad unibrow.
Quad brow. Quad brow. That's brilliant.
Yeah, I'd forgotten how ridiculous it is, so I logged in and then saw it, and then saw you, and saw you seeing it, and you seemed a little bit confused by it. So I should explain. So you know our villager contest type thing that we've taken a small hiatus on for other projects and stuff like that. Well, yes. I thought it would be a good idea to actually set a deadline, but I thought that if I set a deadline, then people would say that it was a biased deadline, because obviously I could say we've got 4 days left and then have everything planned out for 4 days and then...
And just win.
Yeah, and just win. Exactly. So yes. I thought I would take the decision out of our hands by building this guy right here. Hopefully...
So this person will tell us how many days remains in the villager trading competition.
Yes, that is the plan. When we hit the button. Don't press it yet.
I wonder what his voice is. Is his voice like 5 days?
I mean, if I could have done that, I would have done that. Unfortunately, it's going to be a little bit more low budget than that. But, I mean, you know, it's,
low budget.
It's still going to be cool, okay? Shall I do the honors?
Go on. Press the wart.
All right.
Oh. It's not a pumpkin head. It's a wither head.
Oh yeah, sorry. I forgot the pumpkins. So you had some heads in your base.
You went into my mob skull chest, didn't you? You went into my mob skull chest. I can't believe that.
But look how hilarious it looks.
He looks pretty dangerous. It looks like a doom sky, like.
Yeah, he's right. Okay, let's see where he goes. He's on the quad brow.
He's on the quad brow.
He looks horrendous. This literally looks like something out of a horror film. Here we go. This literally looks like a ritual sacrifice.
It does.
Oh, he hasn't died.
Yeah. No, he's not going to die from one flame.
All right, there we go. I just want to make sure that the. Okay, here we go.
Yep.
We've got 9 days, mate. We've got ages.
9 days.
Nice. That's the biggest number. That was the.
Are you scared, Mumbo?
Yeah, no, I'm terrified. I'm currently. I'm happy to admit I'm currently behind in the competition.
Did I show you the speedometer 5000?
Oh yeah, you did mention about this.
Last time you were here, you complained about the speed of villagers.
I know. I wish I hadn't really, because now you've done something that makes things. How fast is that?
This is really fast. I think it's 4 seconds for the last guy.
Well, I'm about to find out. So page number 15. So
I don't have a villager there, so it doesn't...
Oh, I see.
I need to fill the thing.
I see how it is.
I need to fill the thing.
Trust me, this thing's really fast, but you can't use it.
Well, you're a redstone genius. You can see how fast it's going to be, because I don't have any item decoder things. I send the signal based on the signal, so the signal is instant.
Yeah, no, it does look pretty quick actually, and it does look very, very cool. I'm gonna have to do some serious work on my villager trading hall then. I've got lots to do.
Good luck with that.
I'm scared.
You should be.
I think that might just be the most sinister end to a meeting I've ever had. So what exactly are we going to do here? Well, I would say first things first, we actually need to set ourselves up with a proper god machine, or whatever Iskall calls those things, because although having the zombies in the system is good, it's much better to also have them at the start on the way in. So I suppose that means we've got to make another room up there. After clearing out a little bit of space to create the room, I actually thought keeping it all in this room seems smarter. And we can have a switch down at the bottom that allows us to pick whether or not it gets converted into a zombie, then gets dropped down to us as a zombie for us to cure it down there, or if alternatively it bypasses that step and actually arrives as a villager. As per usual, I have no clue where my redstone shulker box has gone. Thankfully, I found it, and now I'm just trying to work out how this would function. So we've got a redstone line running into the rails down at the bottom there, so that will allow it to change direction, either going straight or off to one side. Then we're going to drop down here. I guess this is where our zombie goes, and I need to remember the redstone for how this works, because there's pistons and everything involved. It turns out it's actually really, really simple. So now all I have to do is get this guy to follow me up to the top, so that I can drop him into the chamber. Come on. He is useless. Absolutely useless. Right, up we go. And I forget, they don't like going over rails. Oh, no, he's definitely made an exception to that rule. And there we go. I think that should be it. So I'm just going to quickly patch some things up, and then we're going to do a quick test. But actually, before we do, I think as this process is actually going to take some time, it would be good to add some Iskall style progress update things with redstone lamps there. So we have one redstone lamp turns on when you've actually requested a villager, another redstone lamp turns on when it's reached the zombie bay, and then another redstone lamp turns on once the villager is cured and now it's on its way to you. By the looks of things, I've accidentally requested a villager, and the zombie does not seem interested in the slightest in punching him. Is there any particular reason? Like, it's not even doing anything. Thankfully, I made some changes and managed to get it working, but then, well, how on earth has that happened? What? Okay. Alright, that's bizarre. I think what happened was I didn't have this guy on a minecart, I just had him in this sort of situation. When the villager gets converted into a zombie villager, he briefly pops out of his minecart, then when the minecart moves off, he pops back into it, but clearly this little guy right here popped into the minecart and got transported through the system. Not brilliant. Anyway, that's now fixed up, should all be working, and I've also just started work on our little indicator system. So these run into those redstone lamps right there. The first redstone lamp will turn on when you request a villager. The second redstone lamp will turn on when the villager, I think, passes this point here, and then the third redstone lamp will turn on when the villager passes here. Easy peasy. Just need some detector rails, run some long redstone wires, do some noodling around, and it should all be working. Let's give it a test. First one was not successful, so this guy has to die. Wow, he died fast. Test number 2. Hopefully this one goes a little bit better. So, hitting the button. Okay, so our first redstone lamp has turned on. That is telling us that we have requested a villager. Alright, that is good. Now we wait. Now this is the slow part of the process because of course a redstone signal needs to be sent all the way to our villager breeding center, and then a villager needs to begin making its way back, but at some point soon the second redstone lamp should turn on, which it has, which means that our villager has reached the zombie killing facility. So if we just make our way up to the zombie killing facility, we literally have the most useless zombie ever. Look, there's a villager. Oh, there we go. Oh. Well, that kind of works. I guess we need a few more powered rails, but it sounds like the redstone lamp has also triggered, which it has, telling us that our villager is now at the final stage and is here. So he has arrived. It all functions, amazingly enough. I guess just for good measure, we probably should cure him. So bonk and bonk. Okay, now we wait, and we should have some sweet trades. What on earth? Okay, we need to make this place a little bit more secure. Oh, he's totally not going to stay in his minecart, is he? No, as is typical, he did not. And more importantly, he also he dropped straight through the hole. He literally just dropped underneath the floor. He's down. Look, he's there. I mean, I don't even know what to say to that. After plenty of head scratching, Trapdoor moved to a different location, we've got no villager drop through happening, everything is good, all is working, our new villager system is now fantastic. It looks really, really cool, and I love this. I love these little systems that tell you what's going on using redstone lamps. It's really cool. I think the next stage in the development process is going to be how we actually kill off the villagers in a more interesting way. Iskall has got a cannon. I don't know if I can compete with that, but I'm sure we can do something interesting. Anyway, on the topic of Iskall, he's actually asked me to come over to the Sahara meeting room because he wants me to help him out with something.
I don't think it's fair that you have your little stool up there. It's Grian's chair.
Yeah, but it's my chair on top of Grian's chair. That's perfectly acceptable.
I guess.
I still have the smallest chair. It just gives the illusion that I have the biggest chair.
It makes me want to get up, add a little head thing. There we go.
I tell you what, it's going to end up as another build-off. We're going to go through the roof of Sahara very gradually.
That would have been hilarious. I have decided that we need to sell concrete.
Yep. Yes, absolutely.
And as we both know, making concrete is a hassle.
Yep.
Not just even with a blast chamber, it is a hassle.
Yep.
Let's be honest. You still have to find your gravel, your sand, your dyes, etc. I made a machine. I made a factory that you flew over.
It looks, I mean, I saw it as I came in. It looks utterly ridiculous. It is really cool, and it fits in. It's like, I love the way that it looks in with the rest of Sahara as well. It looks really, really cool.
So if you stand over here and you press the gray button, that is, do you have enough space to make a full 8 stacks of concrete?
No, of course I don't. Right, let me just...
Okay, yeah. I mean, come on. Come on, dude. What in the world?
Cool, okay.
Yep.
That's all useful stuff. I really hope it doesn't despawn.
Yeah, I actually look at it and it's not just rotten flesh. Anyway.
No, this is all really useful for once. Okay, fire away.
So you press the grey button if you want grey concrete.
Is that this one here? I'm just to clarify.
Yep. And
oh my goodness, that is a wonderful noise.
Isn't it? I love it. I love all the droppers.
Oh my word. Oh, this is the coolest thing ever. I also got some cyan terracotta out there. I don't know if that was meant to happen.
Yeah. Okay, no, I probably dropped that into it. So you got one less of some... Oh, no. Oh,
well,
why did I do that?
I mean, it definitely works, though. Yeah, I got one less. So I've managed to make all of this. Did you actually want me to craft all of that concrete powder, by the way?
It was the sand and gravel I collected for testing purposes, but now it's crafted, I suppose. So
yep. So
yeah,
that's good.
Good job.
It works great. Though. I mean, it's I can repay you that stuff.
But then you take your powder over here.
Yep.
And you stand here and you right click, like maybe walk out a bit, and then you stand. You see, this doesn't turn into concrete at the moment, though.
So what? You place it on the edge of this wall. It falls down into that water there. You then mine it, come back up to the top, and place another one, and then it falls down to the bottom. You mine it, and then you come back up to the top. It doesn't seem very efficient, Iskall.
Let's try it out. Let's try it out. I think it's only going to work once, mate. Yeah, there we go.
No. See, you've missed a step. See, look, you have to do it like this. Look, it's like this, and you wait.
Okay.
Cool.
Oh.
Hang on. Nice.
We fight a zombie on the way.
Alright. Alright. Oh. Okay. And
here you're back.
Number 2.
Oh, you're doing another one? Okay. This is not Concorp. This is Sahara. I think you may have misunderstood that one.
Okay, yeah.
No, we need a Mumbo Jumbo Blast Chamber 2000 here.
Right, okay. So we're talking TNT, we're talking zero-tick pulses, we're talking a collection system that doesn't actually occasionally blow up concrete. I think I'm going to improve my design a little bit from the one that I did in the industrial district. I like the sound of this. Any excuse to build TNT-based machines. Let's get to it. Now, stage 1 is, of course, to build up our zero-tick pulses. So these are the things that are actually going to be pushing our concrete powder downwards. You can see I actually have most of them all set up here. So as soon as a piece of concrete goes in front of this furnace right there, it will send a signal through the redstone dust out the back. It will power the piston and the sticky piston that is facing downwards at the same time, and that will actually shoot a 0-tick pulse through it. So the piston will extend and retract ridiculously fast, meaning that this will be working as fast as it can. I mean, just look at this. Look how fast those pistons extend and retract. That's nuts. Except because I'm a total spoon, I've built it totally the wrong way around. If we were to do the blast chamber right now, it would destroy all of Iskall's nice concrete wall. If there's anything that I always struggle to find, it's always dead coral. The only time I need it is for TNT duplicators. Outside of that, it's almost entirely useless. And I think every single time I've made a TNT duplicator, I've had to buy more dead coral. Oh, well, okay, that's brilliant. I've actually managed to find... Oh, there's loads in here. Okay, ignore exactly what I just said. So I'm hoping that this should all be functioning. So if I flick this lever here... Oh, it's gotten itself stuck. Oh, it's gotten stuck on all this glass. Right, okay, let's quickly clear that out. Okay. Alright, that's good. I mean, I suddenly thought I haven't actually checked what is down underneath there. I'm glad it wasn't anything important, because otherwise I'd be sending very groveling messages to Iskall. Anyway, next we've got to create the TNT holding chamber. So this is the part of the circuitry that actually keeps our TNT up near this thing until we want it to drop. So instead of having it drop all the way down to the floor, we want it to drop to around about where that piece of concrete is actually, so that it can actually blow up our hardened concrete. And this is a bit of a tricky bit, because if I get the timings wrong, obviously it holds the TNT for too long and destroys everything. No pressure then. Absolutely none. Nervous is an understatement. I've built these a handful of times now, and every single time it feels the same. Okay. That looked good. That looks like it's exploding at about the right point. Oh my word. We have gotten so lucky. So there should be immovable objects there, because otherwise, occasionally, the TNT can actually drop into that gap there underneath the furnaces. Good grief. That would have been catastrophic. I'm going to turn this thing off. I'm getting nervous. Now, I've run into a bit of a problem because I like symmetry quite a lot, and all of this build is symmetrical. I feel like I need to continue on the fairly symmetrical theme. Obviously, this is a little bit one-sided. Originally, I was going to have the push-in system on this side as well, but I think that would be off-center, and Iskall would punch me in the face. So I'm going to do it on this side. The only thing is that the TNT duplicator is on this side, which means that I'm going to have to deactivate some of this circuitry, but I'm going to leave the redstone in place because it looks cool. Oh, and one thing that I'm definitely going to do for this build is a slightly smarter system for when it jams, because in my one in the industrial district, when it jams, you have to stand on a pressure plate. It's a bit rubbish. Hopefully we can automate that. This does not work how I thought it would for converting concrete powder. Okay, we have to rewire some bits. This is considerably better. I've also added in this redstone clock out the back that if I place in some concrete powder here, let's see, does this actually activate? Not really, does it? I mean, that was... Yeah, that's not going to prevent any jams, is it? No, it really isn't. Okay, we need a different system for this, and a different system has been created. And although it looks very similar, it just uses far fewer repeaters. Now, if you're interested what this is actually meant to do, essentially, occasionally when the server has a little bit of a hiccup, this thing can jam, as you just saw. And all we're doing here with this redstone clock is we're causing updates to the piston, so then the piston goes, wait a minute, I'm powered, powers itself, and then kind of unjams the system. So it's fully automated and really quite quick. I mean, as you can see right here, I've just put a bunch of concrete through the system, and it was fast. But obviously none of that is useful unless we have some form of pickup mechanism, so that is what I'm just in the process of doing. And pickup mechanism makes it sound a lot more complicated than it actually is. All this is going to be is a puddle of water that pushes items underneath this wall. I really like the idea of the items going into this wall, then up an item elevator, and then popping out somewhere up there. So we have the tricky bit done, I guess you could say, which is the plate of water where all of these items are going to be falling into, and then we also have this little system right here, which is then going to funnel all of the items in towards this central point. A little bit like that. And then, as you can see, they kind of shoot across like this. This is where our soul sand is going to be, and that's going to shoot the items upwards. Is that in the center? Of course, it has to be in the center, doesn't it? I mean, I'm assuming this has got to be central with this, surely. Yes. Okay, we're all good. I started getting scared. I am terrified that I'm going to break through in an area that I shouldn't break through. Right, okay, so the water's going to go up through here. Whereabouts am I right now? Oh, I'm here. Oh, I mean, that's perfect. Oh, that's absolutely spot on. So this thing should now all be finished, built, constructed, and working. So if I flick this lever right here, that will begin the process of dropping the TNT. For some reason, I panicked in my head then that actually that wasn't going to work. I'm going to remove some of my scaffolding blocks, but as you can see, yeah, the concrete is being exploded. Some of it actually landed down there, so I wonder. Oh yeah, look, there we go. Those are my scaffolding blocks, but look, these are the green concrete that was broken. So if I go over here and hold down the right-click button, we should see that concrete gets converted very quickly and we don't run into any jams whatsoever. That is awesome. And look, we can see all of the items have just fallen down there and they're all making their way up into this barrel. Hey, that's pretty sweet, isn't it? That's not bad. I'm a fan. Alright, so we have managed to pull it off. I'm really, really chuffed to bits with this thing. And I really do hope that you've enjoyed this slightly more technical episode of Hermitcraft. We have done a bunch of redstone in today's episode. And it's been a blast. It's been an absolute blast. So I hope you enjoyed. And I'll catch you in the next one. See ya. I gotta say, I don't know what's going on at the minute. Because it's not that warm outside. But it is 14 million degrees in my office right now. I need to get an air conditioning unit. I think that has got to be... That'll be one of those things that when I get it, I will be asking myself for years later why I didn't get it sooner. Oh, it'd be bliss.